Hi, Stephanie. I'm so happy to be here. I wanted to do an interview on what you do as a human services worker. So let's start with where do you work, who do you serve, and what services do you provide?
I'm a family child care provider and I work in my home. I serve children usually from birth through preschool. Um, and yeah.
Okay. And why is early childhood education important?
Early childhood education is really important because if a child can form a really strong bond with just one person, it sets them up for success in everything in life, basically. They learn from their early relationships how to make strong relationships later in life. If they care about people and they believe that people care about them, then they'll care about following rules because they trust the people who made the rules and they care about the people that the rules are made to protect. And they will be less stressed, so they'll be able to learn more in school. Really everything that we put a Band-Aid on later through other social services, trying to make up for the problems that a child has. I'm on the preventative end of that. I'm trying to help a child get a good start so that they don't need the other services later.
And what is your educational history? Did you go to college?
I have a bachelor's of science in early childhood education, and then I've had lots of continuing education since then.
What training, certifications, or licenses do you have?
I am licensed for family child care. I have CPR, first aid, medical administration, shaken baby syndrome, like abusive head trauma prevention, safe sleep practices, emergency evacuation. There's a lot of trainings.
Okay. When did you decide to become a human service worker?
So my mom was a family child care provider when I was growing up, and I knew that I liked teaching and I liked children. I studied, I thought about teaching math or science or writing or art or music. I really loved all of those subjects. And so when I realized that, one, I could be at home with my own children, two, I could serve children and learn about psychology, which I was fascinated with, and three, I could teach all of those subjects a little bit. I was just like, this is perfect for me. This is what I want to do. And I can be my own boss too. I like that. I think mostly I just saw that my mom was doing it, and I loved the children that she was bringing into our home. And so and I'm also from a large family, so I was just around young children a lot and just had a really deep love for children.
What do you like most about your job?
I love that every day I get my quota of hugs filled. Like, I get to snuggle little people so much. I love that. I love reading to them. I love seeing them learn things. I love seeing like the aha moments where suddenly they're like, wait, that's how that works, or whatever. And I love that when you're working with children, you can be goofy and people are like, oh, she's just really good with kids. Well, if you're like goofy around adults, people are like, what's wrong with you? But when you're goofy with kids, everybody's like, oh, she's just good with kids.
What would you say you like least about it?
It's very physically and emotionally demanding work. I work 50-hour weeks, and I hear people sometimes say things like, oh, I'm just tired, I don't feel like doing this work today. And like, if I don't do my work, it screams at me, literally. So that's, you have to sometimes walk away and take a deep breath and then come back to a situation. And you have to keep yourself you have to do a lot of self-care so that you can like not be nobody wants me to be cranky Miss Stephanie, right? So I need to make sure I'm eating well and getting exercise and getting enough sleep and taking care of myself so that I'm not cranky Miss Stephanie, that I'm nice Miss Stephanie, right?
Yeah. What kinds of people are you not interested in helping, and why?
Not interested in helping. I don't know. That's a hard question.
Is there, I would ask if there is, certain mentalities in maybe parents that translate to the children that make it more difficult to do your job, or...
Yeah, I've had some hard parents over the years, or hard children over the years because they were going through really stressful things at home. I'm still interested in helping them, but I won't say it isn't hard to have a kid that's, really angry all of the time because they're going through something hard at home. Or my least favorite part of my job is probably actually like having to nag someone to pay me or something like that. Like that's not why I'm doing this, right? I love the kids. So that kind of stuff, every now and then there are situations like that.
Can you give me an example of an ethical issue or concern you have experienced during your time in this profession?
An ethical concern. Oh, I mean, I have had situations where I have a family that I know and love and a child that I love, where the parents are not in a situation where that they can pay. And that's a hard thing because I do have to provide for my own family. And so I've had various solutions come up to those kinds of situations. There have been times that I've been able to provide scholarships. Sometimes the state has given us grants so that we can provide scholarships to people. Or I've traded work with some parents before where they come and paint my hallway and I trade them for care or situations like that. But there have been times when I've had to go, what do I do here? Because I don't want this child to lose their continuity of care, but I also need to provide for my family.
Mm-hmm. So if you could give one piece of advice to students studying to become human service professionals, what would it be?
I think I would go back to that self-care item, right? Because if you're going to be in human services, it can be very physically demanding and very emotionally demanding. And so self-care is important. If you want to protect yourself as an asset. And sometimes people misinterpret that and they go, oh, well, I'm just going to pamper myself. That's not what we're really talking about here. We're talking about caring for yourself so that you can be healthy physically and mentally and have your bucket full so that you can share what you have in your bucket with others.
Do you have a favorite self-care routine that you'd like to share with us? Something that really makes you happy.
I have a love-hate relationship with running in the morning. I don't actually like to run. I have asthma and it's hard for me, but I have found that if I will run in the morning 3 days a week, like I just manage my stress way better if I'm doing that. So I do it even though I don't necessarily like love running, but I do it because I do feel so much better if I'll do it.
Okay. And what is a day in your shoes look like an early childhood educator?
I usually wake up at 6, go running, take a shower, clean up the house, have some family time with my children before they go to school, and with my husband, and then I try to start the day with a clean house. I know it's going to get destroyed because we have a whole bunch of people that come in, but I try to start with it clean. The children start arriving at 8, and we have open learning centers, and we have, I provide all the meals and snacks, so I'm providing breakfast. We have everybody take potty breaks and diaper changes and get sunscreen on and go outside for a while. If the weather's nice, we eat lunch outside. I do have an assistant teacher that helps me because I'm a large family home and we can have up to 12 children. So after lunch, we have some more outside time. We have a circle time where we do stories and songs and finger plays. Then we get the kids ready for nap. They take their nap and get up and have snack. And then if the weather's nice, we have more outside time. Otherwise, we're doing some more indoor learning centers. And then the parents come to pick up their kiddos, and then I clean up after the kids go. So yeah, that's a typical day.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I think that wraps it up. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.